This is our public input portion of our meeting. I'd just like to remind everyone there's 1 3-minute limit per speaker. Is there anyone who'd like to address the board? Would you please come up and give us your name and address, please?
Hi, I'm Rick Road. I had a quick question for you. I was at the planning board and I had complained about criminals running through the neighborhood from Walmart and I got to run around and got absolutely nowhere. So they asked me to ask you if we could put a cut and fill ordinance in. And I'm up here asking you if we can put that in.
I think there may have been some confusion at that meeting. When you adopted local laws as required for your speedies permit, they essentially contain a cut and fill provision that prohibit anyone from disturbing more than an acre of land without obtaining a permit from the town. So essentially there is one.
Would it be advantageous to have one in the town code? I mean, would that be
It
redundant?
is part of the town code. It's a local law that's in your town code.
Well, then why were they complaining at the planning board that they cut and all that down without going through the process?
They may have been doing less than an acre, which they're allowed to do. It's when you hit an acre that the threshold is invoked.
Looked like 56 acres to me, but what do I know? Thanks.
Anyone else would like to address the board? Give your name and address again, please.
Roberta Millert,
Could you come up here, please? You have to use the microphone.
my first time here. Roberta Millert, 6140 Muskrat Bay Road. I spoke before in support of enforcing the speed limits. I recently received 36 signatures from residents of Muskrat Bay Road from the numbers of 6042 to 6278. That is the stretch of road that the road goes between the houses and the lake. I am not asking for a reduction of the speed limit. I am asking for an enforcement. And I realize I'm not alone with my perception that the enforcement is very weak in the town of Cicero. We would like to see it enforced. I mean, it's not uncommon to see cars going down that stretch of road 50 miles an hour or more. There's no shoulders on the road, and it's a unique situation where the road goes through people's property. And as you all know, that street is very popular for organized events, for people walking, biking, various activities. And there's no doubt in my mind that the speeders come through the neighborhood. The biker, I don't see rocket bikes coming through. The bikes that come through there, the Harleys, they're looking at the scenery. I mean, but, you know, everybody does speed. There's no particular time of day. Of course, working hours, rush hour is the most common, but it can happen any time of day as far as the speeders go. I recommend, I think you've got to change people's habits with this. I would like that the town set up a speed trap every day for at least a month to change habits, and to use the speed display sign that you saw burn. Chief Snell put that there the day after I asked for more enforcement.
And it did slow everybody down.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And you've got to change habits. You know, people refer to the town, Liverpool. Ask the village of Salve. Everybody goes through there knows they better watch the speed limit. I'm also asking after that first month to enforcement to have a speed trap set up at least once a week for 7 hours, various times during that week. Also erecting more signs, posting the speed limit, and also alerting drivers coming into the area that there are pedestrians, children at playing, heavily populated areas. Some other things to let people know to slow down. The people that speed through there show no consideration for the people on the road and often speed up. And whenever my husband or I are walking and we tell people to slow down, or I'm on my bike telling people to slow down, it's very common to get the finger on this. So we need enforcement on this. This is vicious, aggressive driving. Also, when I talked to Chief Snell, he mentioned that we may be getting grant money for from the state to go after aggressive driving. I would like some of that grant money assigned to this endeavor. I'd like to present this now to the board, and many of the people on Muskrat Bay Road also put their phone numbers in, If you'd like to talk to them, we'd like to be part of a committee, work with Chief Snell on this to try to enforce this.
Just entered into the record. Town clerk, gonna make sure that everyone gets a copy along with the chief. Thank you.